Hello and welcome to No Win, No Fee, the show where all 12 of these contestants are hoping to go home with £4,000, and I'm hoping they don't. And that's because I'm not being paid for presenting the show. If one of these people take the money, then I go home with absolutely nothing. Zero. The only way I make anything is if they fail to get the £4,000, then I take home the money. So, let's see who's standing in the way of me and my fee today. Vahid, Suzanne, Alan, Kerry, Martin, Debbie, Lauren, Nick, Susan, Steve, Sarah and Harry. Now you're all strangers to each other, you barely met before the programme, and all you know about each other are your names. And this is a game of assumption and presumption. I'm going to ask you to choose players who you think will get a question wrong. So it's sudden death and it's all about first impressions. There are 12 of you here now. In a few minutes, there are only going to be 6 of you. And we're going to start by randomly choosing just one of you. So who's going to be first up to select a question? And it's Debbie. Debbie, we're going to find out how good you are at reading body language right now. Will you please join me and choose your question? Okay, Debbie, feeling confident?
Averagely.
Okay, now you've got a bit of a choice here. You can choose the top or the bottom question. Which one do you fancy? Take your time. You've then got to find somebody you think will get the question you choose wrong.
I think the second, the bottom one.
We're going for the bottom question. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to read that question. You've got to scan the faces of the people in front of you and then pick somebody who you think, from their reaction, is going to get it wrong. Here we go. Here's the question that Debbie has chosen. Sydney is the capital of which Australian state? Kerry's looking like she wishes she was somewhere else.
I think I'm going to go with Sarah.
Sarah, Debbie thinks she's got the measure of you. Good luck. Will you join us now and face your question? So why Sarah, Debbie?
I'm not sure. I get the impression perhaps some of the others looked a bit more... I don't know, it's just a sort of a feeling.
Would you have known the answer to this question?
Not 100%, no.
OK, I'm going to ask it to you again, Sarah. Sydney is the capital of which Australian state? Are you still pleased you chose Debbie, Sarah?
I'm not sure.
It's going to be a guess. Queensland or Melbourne.
Don't expect any help at all from me, Sarah. I don't see the questions before the show. Geography's not my strong suit anyway.
OK, I'll go with Queensland.
You're saying the answer's Queensland? It's New South Wales, so you're wrong, Sarah. Which means, Debbie, you're through to round 2. You can take your place.
Thank you.
And Sarah, I'm delighted to say you're out. And the random lights are flickering again. We need somebody else to choose a question that their opponent will get wrong. I wonder who's up next. And it's Harry. I wonder how good Harry is at reading people from those all-important first impressions. Let's find out. Join me, Harry, now and choose your question. Got a very confident smile there, Harry.
Yes.
Looking forward to this?
Definitely.
OK, you've got a choice of 2 questions. You want to pick the one you think the people are most likely to get wrong. It's not so much about what you know, it's about what you think other people know. Top or bottom?
Bottom.
Bottom. OK, now watch the faces of your opponents very closely. Try and scan all of them if you can, as they hear this question you've chosen for the first time. With which sport was Jack Brabham associated? Harry, who's going to get that wrong, do you think?
I'm going to go with Kerry.
Kerry, he thinks he can read you like a book. He thinks you're going to get this question wrong. Will you join us, please, and face your question? OK, so what was it about Kerry that made you think she's going to get this wrong, Harry?
I don't know. She looked down at the ground and her eyes were looking around. I just got a feeling that she doesn't know the answer.
Kerry, here's the question. Take as long as you like to answer. Have a think about it. With which sport was Jack Brabham associated? Are you still pleased you chose Kerry?
Yeah.
I don't know, when Harry finds out that my father's a motor racing enthusiast, he might regret having asked me. Because Jack Brabham was a motor racer.
Are you still pleased you chose a Harry?
Not really, no.
Not really, right. Let's find out. Jack Brabham was in fact associated with the sport of motor racing, so you're right. So she was looking all shifty and looking down, and she was obviously bluffing. OK, Kerry, you take your place in the next round. Harry, I'm happy to say you're out.
Thank you.
So it's tricky, it's tough. People are bluffing. Who's up next? And it's Martin. Martin, how good are you at reading first impressions? Join me and find out. Come and choose your question. It's a hair-raising experience, this show, isn't it, eh, mate? Let's get it out of the way early.
OK, right.
You've got a choice of two questions, top or bottom. Which one do you think somebody here is going to get wrong? There are only 4 places left in the final round.
I'll go with the top question, please.
You're going with the top question. Study their reactions. Here it comes. In the Bible, which is the shortest of the 4 Gospels?
I have to go with Alan.
Alan, he doesn't think you know your Bible. Will you join us and face your question? So what was it about Alan that made you choose him? You suddenly went, have you changed your mind, Martin?
I said that the way I was going to play the game was look at people's reactions and go for the opposite reaction.
Right, assuming that everyone's bluffing.
I've gone for the opposite reaction and I've got the wrong reaction on his face now, I think.
Right, he could still be bluffing, though.
He could still
Just
be bluffing.
add a bit of misery. We're going to find out in a moment. Take your time, though, Alan.
No problem.
Here's your question. Oh, he is very smiley now, isn't he?
Exactly, yes.
In the Bible, which is the shortest of the 4 Gospels? Have a think, take your time, unless you really want to rub Martin's nose in it and know the answer straight away. Might be a guess, might be bluffing.
Well, it's definitely going to be one of 4, but I'll go with Luke.
Luke?
Yeah.
Is that a guess?
Slightly, yeah.
Would you have known the answer to this, Martin?
No.
The shortest of the 4 Gospels in the Bible is Mark, so you're wrong, Alan. Which means Martin takes a place, and boy, look how relieved he is in the next round.
Divine intervention.
Alan, I'm delighted
No problem,
to say
Paul.
you're out. £4,000. Who's up next? And it's Nick. Nick, will you join me now, please? We're going to test your first impressions. Come and choose your question. Right, would you rather be picking an opponent or answering a question?
I think picking.
Picking a question? Yeah. OK, well, there's your choice of 2, top or bottom. And you've got to find a question that somebody here is going to get wrong to stay in the game.
They're both quite sticky questions, but I think the bottom one.
OK, this is the question that Nick has chosen. Study the reactions on the people in front of you. You've got to pick somebody who gets this question wrong. Who was the manager of the 1966 England World Cup winning team? Lauren is looking a bit shifty, look, juggling from foot to foot there, you see.
I think I'm going to go with Lauren.
No, I didn't influence him, Lauren. It was up to Nick. He thinks he can judge from your first impressions you're going to get this question wrong. Come and face your question. Gave you a nice smile there, Nick. You still pleased you chose her?
Absolutely.
Okay. Here's the question for you, Lauren. Take as long as you like. Who was the manager of the 1966 England World Cup winning team? Now, Nick chose that one. He thought they were both a bit sticky. You looked at it very fixedly as I asked that, Nick. Have you changed your mind yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay. What's going through your mind, Lauren?
Well, there's one name that I know from the 66 World Cup, and that is Bobby Charlton. So it's either him or someone else, but that's who I'm going to go for because it's the only name I know.
So that name popped into your mind and that's the one you're going to go for?
Yeah.
Bobby Charlton.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the manager of the 1966 England World Cup winning team wasn't Bobby Charlton. He played in the squad, fantastic player, along with his brother Jack. The manager was, in fact, Sir Alf Ramsey, which means, Lauren, you're wrong.
Okay.
So, Nick, you go through to the next round, and Lauren, you know what? I'm delighted to say it's been fantastic meeting you. You're out. Here we go, 4 people left. Only 2 places in the final. Who's up next? And it's Vahid. Vahid, I hope you're good at judging first impressions.
Me too.
Only 3 people to choose from to select somebody who's going to give you a wrong answer. Join me now and choose your question. 2 very different question categories for you to select from, Vahid. Which one are you drawn to first? Don't have to make your decision yet.
The bottom one initially.
Initially, right.
It's a sort of question that some people may know, would have to guess at, I think. So I'll stick with the bottom one.
It's the bottom question he's chosen, and here it comes. Study the reaction of the 3 people left in the game. How many counters are there in a game of backgammon? They are very impassive, aren't they, Vahid?
Very neutral. Very difficult. I'm going to have a wild stab and I'm going to go with Susan.
OK, Susan, he said it was a wild stab. Come and face your question, please. So you said it was a wild stab. Why did you have a wild stab in Susan's direction, Vahid?
It was just a 1 out of 3 guess, I'm afraid.
OK. Well, you need to get the answer to this one right, Susan, to stay in the game. If you do get it right, Vahid goes home. Here's the question. Take as long as you like. How many counters are there in a game of backgammon?
36.
Didn't even hesitate. Is that a guess, Susan?
I haven't the faintest idea.
We're going to find out. You still pleased you chose a Vahid?
No, because it sounds like quite a good guess, I think.
OK.
So we'll see.
It could be a guess. She could be bluffing us still. Susan said 36. The answer I'm looking for, Susan, is 30. So, Susan, you're wrong. Very close, though, Vahid. You are through to the next round. You're obviously a pretty good judge of character. Take your place. And, Susan, commiserations, but on the whole, I'm happy to say you're out. So, for the last place in the final, there are 2 people. The lights are flickering. The only question left is who's going to select a question and who's going to answer. Let's find out. And it's Steve who's going to make the final choice of question. Join me now, Steve, and choose that question. Choice of 2. Would you rather be answering?
Yeah, I think I would.
OK, you haven't got that choice, I'm afraid. That's the only choice remaining, top or bottom question. Which one do you think Suzanne is going to get wrong?
Definitely the bottom one.
Definitely the bottom one. He says no hesitation. Now, Suzanne, I'm going to read it, and you can stay there for a second. We want to give you exactly the same amount of thinking time as all your other contestants had. Here we go. This is the one he's chosen. Which 2 nations compete for Rugby Union's Calcutta Cup? That's the question you've got to answer. Take a look at Suzanne's reaction to that, Steve. Think you've chosen the right question still?
Oh, well, debatable.
We're going to find out as I ask Suzanne to join us, Suzanne, and face your question. So, Suzanne, good luck with this.
Thank you.
Good luck to Steve. In fact, I should say bad luck to both of you. I don't really care at this stage. I'm losing one of you after this question. Here it comes. Take as long as you like. Which 2 nations compete for Rugby Union's Calcutta Cup?
Well, if I get it wrong, I'll never dare go home because my boys play rugby, one of my favourite sports.
England and Scotland.
You still pleased you chose that question, Steve?
Not really.
The answer is Scotland and England. Suzanne, you're right. Which means Suzanne goes for our final place in the final round. And Steve, you're going home. I'm happy to say you're out. And well done to all 6 of you for getting this far. You've managed to eliminate your opponents, either because you're a good judge of character, you're clever, or you're just plain lucky. But let's hope you've been paying attention to everybody else's strengths and weaknesses, because now it's time for you to go head-to-head with each other, and with me, of course. So I hope it's no win, no fee for you, as we all take one step closer to that money. Now, in round 2, things get decidedly trickier. Judgment of character is now crucial, because you've got to choose an opponent before hearing their question. I then read that question, and to stay in the game, you've got to tell me if you think your opponent is going to get it right or wrong. And as always, we start by randomly choosing one of you. So who's going to be up first to pick an opponent they think they can read or that they trust? And it's Suzanne. The way you assess people is crucial in this round. Will you join me now, please, and choose your opponent? Right. Now it's your chance to either get rid of somebody or to live to fight another day, or maybe even to go home yourself. You've got to pick an opponent, and it's simple, really. Pick somebody whose reaction you think you can read, or whose general knowledge you trust.
I'm going to pick Debbie.
So, Debbie, Suzanne obviously thinks she can suss you out. Will you join us now, please, and face your question? So what made you go for Debbie, Suzanne?
Well, yes, I think maybe I'm better able to read a woman than a man.
Okay, a bit of kind of female telepathy, maybe?
Yes, yes.
Okay, here we go then, Debbie. As ever, you've got to get the answer to this question right. All Suzanne's got to do is tell me before you answer whether you're going to get it right or wrong. So you want to study those reactions, Suzanne. Here's the question. What number, Debbie, is opposite 20 on a dartboard? I think that's a tough question, Suzanne. Debbie's got to get it right to stay in the game, but I think that is a tough question. Does she look like the kind of person who hangs around in pubs, lurks near dartboards, do you think?
I wouldn't know. I'm going to say she's going to get it wrong.
Of course, it's not just about what you know.
I know.
It's about what you think Debbie knows.
Yeah.
You don't think she knows this?
I don't know if she had a misspent youth or anything else there.
We're going to be getting letters from darts players now saying it should be an Olympic sport and it's nothing to do with a misspent youth. OK, you think she's going to get it wrong?
Yeah.
Don't let me influence you.
No, I'm going to go wrong.
OK, Debbie, now you do have to get this question right to stay in the game. Happy with the question?
Not particularly, but...
Were you counting around the dartboard?
I was trying to remember.
So you have played darts, then?
I did have a slightly misspent youth.
Right. Watch it on the TV?
Not so much these days, no. But...
Here we go, here's your question. You must get this right. What number is opposite 20 on a dartboard?
I'll say 17. I think it's probably wrong.
The correct answer is 3.
Oh.
Debbie, you're wrong. Which means, Suzanne, you're still in the game. And Debbie, I'm happy to say, sit down, you're out. So, only 5 people, and me, of course, still in the running for that £4,000. Who's going to be up next? And it's Martin. I wonder how good he is at sussing people out. Let's find out. Martin, join me now and choose your opponent. Not too bad in the first round, although you had a little kind of heart-juddering moment, I thought, didn't you, when you thought perhaps you'd picked the wrong person. What's going through your mind? 4 possible candidates?
Can I pick Kerry, please?
Kerry, he thinks he can suss you out. Will you join us now, please, and face your question? Kerry, Carrie is very good at bluffing. We saw that in the first round. I didn't think she knew that motor racing answer, but she did. So you still happy with the person you've chosen?
Please don't hate me, though.
I could never hate you.
So he wants the money and he wants to be loved. We've got to get rid of it. Here we go. Here's the question. Watch your reaction closely, Martin. Which war memorial stands in the middle of London's Whitehall? Don't say anything. She's got that thinking face on again. That was the thinking face that got rid of an opponent in the first round. I think she's bluffing. I think she knows.
I was going to say, after the events that was on the news last year, I think she knows.
You think she knows?
Yes.
Right. And now she's laughing. You think she's going to get it right still, Martin?
I think I'm going to get a bus.
Right or wrong?
I changed my mind to go for wrong.
I think she's going to get it right.
No, I think she's going to get it wrong.
Don't let me influence you. You think
No.
she's going to get it wrong?
Yes.
What if she gets it right? You're out.
Oh well. Come on.
She's going to get it wrong, you think? OK, Kerry, you have to get this right to stay in the game. And if you do get it right, Martin, the man of his ever-changing moods, is going to go home. Here's the question. Take your time. Which war memorial stands in the middle of London's Whitehall? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Cenotaph and Armistice Day and all of that is the main war memorial in London. I'm also thinking I wish I got into London a bit more often, so I could have checked it all out. I'm going to say the Cenotaph.
The answer is the Cenotaph, so you're right. Which means you stay in the game, Kerry. Martin, commiserations, but I'm happy to say, sit down, you are out. Just 4 contestants left. Who's up next? And this time, the person choosing someone to go head-to-head with is Vahid. Vahid, join me now and choose your opponent. Three candidates. Have you narrowed it down at all?
I think I have, yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
OK, who are you going to go for?
I'm going to go with Nick, actually.
So, Nick, join us now and face your question. So, Nick, as ever, you've got to get the answer to this question right to stay in the game. All Vahid has got to do is, before we hear that answer, predict whether you're going to get it right or wrong. Here's your question. Don't answer. Who was shot when leaving the Washington Hilton by John Hinckley in 1981? I think that's tough. But I think he knows it.
I think you're right.
He stopped smiling. I think he's trying to psych us both out.
It's quite a well-known event. I think
Right.
Nick knows this. He's going to get it right.
He's going to get it right, says Vahid. Nick, if you do get it right, you've repaid his faith in you. You are both still in the game. But if you get it wrong, it's goodbye to the two of you. Here's the question again. Who was shot when leaving the Washington Hilton by John Hinckley in 1981?
I thought he was shot in New York, but the only person I know that was shot at that year was John Lennon.
John Lennon. The answer I was looking for was... See, John Lennon was shot by Mark Chapman. The answer I was looking for was Ronald Reagan. So, Nick, you are wrong. Which means, and I'm actually quite happy to say this, that it's goodbye to Nick, goodbye to Vahid. Sit down. You are both out. I don't get paid for presenting this show. The only way I get any money is if the contestants fail to win. I wonder who's up next. It's Suzanne who's got to assess whether Kerry is going to give me a wrong or a right answer. Will you both join me now, please? Now, one of us standing here is going to win £4,000. Kerry, here's your question. Please don't answer. On which coin of the realm can you find the title of an Oasis album? Hot Knowledge. Big band, though. World famous band. What's going through your mind, Suzanne?
Huh?
It's a toughie, isn't it?
That's really hard to...
Would you know this?
If you probably gave me about an hour to sit and think, I think that's a really tough question. But she bluffed so well in the first round.
Right or wrong?
Oh, I think she's a really good bluffer. I'm going to say wrong.
You think she's going to get it wrong? Now, Kerry, if you do get the answer wrong, then we lose you and Suzanne gets the money. If you get the answer right, Suzanne's been knocked out and you get the money. Either way, I've got absolutely no hope of getting any money on the show today. However, Kerry, on which coin of the realm can you find the title of an Oasis album?
A pound coin.
You're saying a pound coin.
I am.
The album is Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, and you find that title on a £2 coin, so Kerry, you're wrong.
Congratulations.
Which means, Kerry, I'm afraid to say, sit down, you are out. Suzanne, congratulations, you're a winner.
Thank you. That's a horrible question.
It was a tough question, but it has earned Suzanne £4,000 and sent me away home on the bus with absolutely nothing. This is no win, no fee. Suzanne's a winner. Join us the next time to find out who ends up with the money. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.